What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we have some pretty exciting things to talk about. As you guys saw in the past few months, I've made a couple of videos with some speculation on like what we can be expecting for the Burning Crusade Classic this time around. And as you guys already know, we've gotten some changes, right? We're going to be going into TBC this time with like dual talents. We're going to be on realms that are 50-50 balanced, right? With the balancing system that Blizzard has in place, which for anyone who's been out of the loop and doesn't know, basically this is a system that Blizzard used in Season of Discovery and they brought it over into Anniversary. So if you're on a PvP realm, it really can't go one-sided, right? So it kind of maintains the balance of it around a 50-50 split between Horde and Alliance. Whereas in, original Burning Crusade, I moved into the Burning Crusade on Benediction Alliance, and it was like 99% Alliance. There was no world PvP whatsoever, which kind of sucks for the Burning Crusade because, we have the PvP towers in Hellfire, we have the towers in Terakar Forest, we have the Nagrand PvP event. And, going into TBC this time, we're going to have that 50-50 balance, so we're probably going to have a little bit of world PvP, which is going to be really nice if you're on a PvP realm, like Night Slayer. But recently, over the past week, we've had the launch of Mists of Pandaria Classic, obviously, and with that came a few different interviews from Ebonheart, Crix, Scotty J, and in Crix's interview, he asked about, I'll probably throw a clip in, into this video so you guys can see, he asked about, possibly bringing these mop balancing changes that they're doing, bringing that mindset into TBC Classic Anniversary this time around. And Blizzard was actually very receptive to it. And they went into talking about how, the first time around they gave Retribution Paladins Seal of Blood on both sides, whereas originally in original TBC, that was only for Horde. So Alliance Ret Pallies, kind of couldn't even perform close to what Horde Paladins would. And Blizzard said that they're pretty much open to doing that as long as the changes are welcomed by the players. We're not talking about drastically changing the game, but maybe making it so that some underperforming specs feel a little bit better to play, right? Obviously, you have your Hunters and your Warlocks doing insane damage, especially in the beginning for Hunters. But it would be nice to see them bring some other classes up. And I'm really curious to know, what you guys think about that, because I personally would welcome those changes. I mean, think about the changes that we already have here coming, going into TBC Classic again with dual talents now is going to change the game completely, in my opinion, in a better way. We're going to have less of that, tank and healer shortage. We're going to have more people maybe jumping into arena and PvPing for the first time. Like, these are some cool things because, when you don't have dual talents, think about the way that the game was played. You needed to go back to a main city, respec to do arena, and then your raid night comes, you got to respec again, reset up your bars. Now going in with dual talents, just a massive quality of life improvement. So I personally would be welcome to seeing some class balancing changes in TBC. I don't think I'd be open to completely changing how the game is played, right? But definitely the underperforming specs, everything should just be brought up to a level where, like, it's viable. Doesn't need to be top DPS. Let the top DPS be top. Let the bottom be bottom. But make it useful in a raid environment so those players are brought to raids. Make it fun to play some of these classes, right? So you're not, completely on Shadow Priest all the time. Maybe fix something like that. They don't need to do top DPS, but just make it fun to play. And I think that this stuff would go a long way in TBC Classic this time around. I think these would be very welcomed by the community. At least, the people that I know would love this. And, we've seen these slight changes be released in Anniversary already, and people were very, very, very well received by the people, is basically what I'm trying to say. Except for maybe the rank 14 honor changes. I'm not on board with that. I think making it so that everyone can get rank 14 made it so that everyone getting rank 14 was a requirement, and it ultimately made it really sweaty, gatekeepy, and kind of made it not fun to play, because if you don't want to grind rank 14, which is hundreds of hours in Alterac Valley, you just can't parse or perform as well as everyone else. But that's not, neither here nor there. That's already over. It's said and done with. We've talked about it. Didn't like those changes at all. But class balancing, I think, is a different breed, and I think really all it does is enhance the game. I think it will enhance everyone's experience. You'll be able to play what you want to play, right? Who doesn't want to do that? Especially in the Burning Crusade. It's loved by so many people. It's my favorite expansion. I'm going to be excited for it when it comes. And I just think that, everything that they've changed from MOP as far as class balancing goes, people are loving it, right? People are absolutely loving it because your favorite class that maybe wasn't viable and you weren't even really allowed to come to raid if there was more than one of you. Now you can, right? Now they made some really good changes in MOP, and I'd love to see them take that same thought process and apply it to TBC Classic this time around. You know, the no changes crowd, in my opinion, I think is out, right? That's done. We went through this with no changes multiple times, and we've realized that slight changes are good. Quality of life things. You know, Classic was made a long time ago, and some of the stuff in the game just does not fit with a modern player base. The speeds that we play at nowadays, the way that players perform, everyone's better. We're playing on better gear with 300 FPS and, mice with a lot of buttons and good keyboards and all this stuff. So yeah, slight changes do need to be made to have the experience feel a little bit more authentic. I don't think it'll ever feel like that original experience, just simply because we're not the same gamers anymore. People are different. People play at a different pace. People play at a different level now. Everyone generally is just better at gaming now than they were back in 2007, right? I think we could all agree on that. But either way, I thought this was really exciting that Crix, got this out of them in his interview. I wanted to share it with you guys in case you didn't see it, and I want to know what you guys think. Everyone comment down below. Let me know what changes you'd like to see, what you wouldn't like to see, what classes you'd like to see buffed, nerfed, whatever. I don't think they'd go crazy with it because they know that it's a touchy subject, but I do think that they might make slight changes that are just good. They've been very well received in MOP, and I would love to see that come to my favorite expansion, which is the Burning Crusade. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Like the video, and also, guys, this is a huge call to action. I need all of your help. So we are streaming on Kick now. We're multi-streaming, but we're mainly trying to grow our Kick. We're trying to get partnered on Kick by the end of the year. So I need everyone that's watching this video to drop me a follow on Kick. I'll pin a comment down below. I'll post it in the description. Drop me a follow on Kick and tune into the streams 8 p.m. Monday through Friday at Eastern time. Even if you're not watching, just lurk. Help me out. Just get me up there. Drop one line in the chat and be like, yo, Hammer, I'm supporting you. It would mean the world to me. Okay, we've put the past 2 years of our life into this channel. Hundreds of videos. We've been really trying to get these discussions going, make the guides when we have to. We fully covered SOD. Right now, we're in a little bit of a dead time, right? I don't know much about Mr. Pandaria, but what I do know, I will relate to you guys in videos. But yeah, if you guys could support me, it would be extremely appreciated. So just head over to Kick, drop a follow, tune into the streams 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Just lurk. If turn it on while you're cooking dinner or whatever. It would be awesome to get that support from you guys. I love you all. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have such great support, so I do appreciate what I get. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you love Classic WoW. I'm starting to ramble, and I'm gonna go finish getting level 90 in MOP Classic. I'm very close. I'm 7% away, but I just saw Crix's interview and I was like, man, I gotta make this video. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.